G4 Studios, Scotland. All into it's time for the third podcast.
𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗗𝗖𝗓. One more time. 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗗𝗖𝗓. For Glorious Bastards.
Oh, excuse me.
I was watching Glorious Bastards. And I'm going to say it.
Are we on, aye? Are we?
I'm going to say it.
Go on. Bradley's the man.
No. Is it his best film? I'm going to say yes. Better than Pulp Fiction. Bold statement. Very fucking bold statement.
It's strong.
But the movie is tremendous.
It's historically inaccurate. Annoys me.
Does that annoy you?
Nah, it doesn't annoy me. It's good.
Lift your mic up a wee bit, Paul.
Right, sorry. 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗗𝗖𝗓. One more time.
I watched Interstellar on the plane, mate. I just forgot how good it is, eh?
On the plane I watched Inception.
Did you?
Hi.
Fucking high.
I don't know why I did it.
On the way home?
On the way home.
Aye, right. I was like, hang on.
On the way home, I decided, I've not seen Inception for when it first came out. And I'm going to watch that again. Because I remember parts of it. And I remember thinking, Tom Hardy is shit. Now what you're going to hear, I think I like Tom Hardy.
Aye. Yeah, a fan.
I watched that film and see that guy he plays. He's a great character. Why is he not playing that guy all the time?
There was loads of great films on the plane, actually. Eh? They had a tremendous selection. And series as well. A Yellowstone and everything.
Delta, we flew.
Delta, aye.
I started watching Tulsa King.
How good is that?
Loving it.
So see, when we went to Vegas last time, my mate Connor, this is funny as fuck, I texted him like, what are you up to? He's like, oh, is that you landed? I was like, no, I'm on the plane. He's like, how can you text for the plane? It's got Wi-Fi.
He's got Wi-Fi.
He's like, nah. Nah, does it fuck?
Crazy,
Planes don't got Wi-Fi. What are you talking about?
Planes get Wi-Fi. Planes get tellies.
Now you're raging if the plane's not got Wi-Fi. It's a fiver. It's not even like...
No, you're like, is the Wi-Fi activated?
Could you hurry up and sort the Wi-Fi? I can't be away from my phone for 6 hours.
But it's a nice flight to...
New York's quality, mate. See, I was thinking about this the other day. You could genuinely go for just a weekend away to New York. So it's short enough. Do you know they reckon that's how the AIDS epidemic exploded in Edinburgh? Because New York was like this is just what the old story goes in Edinburgh, but New York was like the gay capital of the world. Gay clubs, openly gay guys meeting up and obviously doing what guys do. And you could get cheap flights direct for Edinburgh. And fucking boom. All the gay dudes were like, look, it's just a short flight. We can fucking go over. We can do our thing. We can have a good weekend, party and whatever. And then just come back and fucking let the HIV rip, eh?
Centre of the universe.
Aye. But it's a mad busy place, New York. I'd never been before.
It was my first time as well.
It was so much different, very, very different to what I expected, eh? Like the openness of drug use and criminality is fucking mind-boggling. And the fact that the normal New Yorker doesn't even notice it.
Or doesn't give it a second look. So they were telling us that during COVID, they put all the homeless people in the hotels. so they weren't about the street spreading the virus. So they put them all in the hotels. So then they moved them all back out when things started opening up. And then that's when crime started increasing massively in New York. And then there was groups of Eastern Europeans were driving about in motorbikes and robbing people and then gunning it, and there was nothing they could do.
Aye.
Everybody's always getting Eastern Europeans a bad name, aren't they?
So the Albanians just be fucking about wherever they go, eh?
Someday.
What about the boy with his legs on the track, on the subway?
They were
Did he tell you about it?
Aye, better tell the people.
Boy just sitting with his fucking legs swinging onto what would you call that, off the platform?
Aye, so if you like picture even like the subway in Glasgow, so his legs are just dangling over the platform where when the train goes past there is no space there, so his legs are coming clean off.
So, but the subway, the train has had to stop. somebody phoning me there. That's that corner there. His wife on the plane corner. And he's like, I'm not taking my legs away till I get $20. And he's like,
Did he get his $20?
I don't know, but he got off the track. And then see at the very next stop, he done the same thing. He just lay on the ground and stuck his legs out the door and refused to move. It's just like the fucking, what about like, I know it's a wee bit different for me, but like the first time you've seen someone shooting up in public, just lying on the platform, just fucking boom.
Yeah, you obviously see like junkies and that in Glasgow and Edinburgh, but this was like just out in the open, fully injecting, you seen everything.
At least in Edinburgh and Glasgow, they're going down a lane and doing it, or they're like the one that we've got a wee lane and you see them doing it, they sort of like put their jacket over themselves and kind of tuck themselves in a bit and do it. This lassie was just lying there,
It's the fact that none of the locals even, they're also so used to it.
Didn't even notice her. Like completely.
So she was just hitting up in the train station?
Syringe was
like
full,
on a bench in the station.
Full blood back syringe, syringe full of blood, ready to just chill.
You see man doing a shite and all.
Shitting on the subway, on the fucking carriage, just having a shit, mate.
When you gotta go.
It's just a bonker. The subway is like a pure undercurrent of human beings, But see, when I got the subway down to Brooklyn, I'm not joking, I got off and I was like, what have I done? Like, I need to get out of here. And then I was like, nah, I've come too far. Like, I was fucking half an hour on the train down here.
Were you a little bit pigmentally challenged down that neck of the woods?
I was only one, aye.
I thought that.
So I went to the shop beside the Biggie mural and a boy must have been maybe like 12, just fucking walked right in front of me in the queue. And I was like, I'm just got to take that. Because I'm doing none about that.
I'm taking that.
I'm just taking it, I'm just taking it. I'm doing fuck all. You want to go next, wee man? You go next. I don't care. And then the guy behind the till was just like, who you here with? I'm just on my own. He's, no. I went, oh my. He's like, be careful, man. So it's fucking lunchtime. Like, why would I need to be careful?
By the way, we need to say that New York is amazing. We're just telling you a few wee bad things, but New York
is amazing. There is lovely parts yet, but conversely, like, it's kind of like Vegas, the good bits are great and the bad bits are fucking awful. And it's still quite hard to believe when you go to America how fucking bad the bad bits are.
Was the
Central Park was lovely.
Central Park's the next part of town. Was the Biggie mural worth it?
Aye, 100%.
Can I see the picture?
It's on my Instagram. I found 2.
Did Biggie know it?
What? Did he know about Puffy?
Did he know it?
Do you think? I got that one.
That's cool.
Aye, the wee shop is just on the right there. And I got the Commandant Biggie one as well. Nah, not that one. I wish I did get that one though. Not that one.
Can you see
that one
it?
there? Aye. Left. That one. That's right beside Fort Greene Park though. So I think that's why they did that there, because it used to be an old military base in Brooklyn. And so they're just like, Commandant Biggie. But it was all, it was all Cuban people. And then like, when you got to the park, it was much more mixed and it was quite nice there. There's like kids playing football and people out walking their dogs and that. And then you only walk a few more streets and you're like, what the fuck has happened here? It's
straight into the ghetto.
Aye, it was bonkers. And then you walk a bit further and I found like a university campus. Because I was just walking, I had no idea where I was going. But then like, I came back up past the Barclays Centre and there's like all the street walking hookers and stuff like that. And people just falling about out their nut and it just stinks of ganj and it's a weird place. It's cool as fuck. I would definitely go back. But what else is, you never see any like young people walking about,
Mm-hmm.
But the subway carriages are just like filled with birds going out drinking every night.
Remember the taxi driver?
Raging because there was so many women. Too many girls and they're going out drinking. Like, mate, fuck off back to Pakistan then, where they're not allowed out the house.
Was he from Pakistan?
Aye. Like, if that's how you want to treat people, cool, do your thing, mate. But they didn't do that here. So, see ya.
Did you do anything else? Any other things?
Did we?
Well, we went to see the Empire State Building. We done Central Park. Obviously, we recorded the podcast in Central Park, which was fucking cool.
That was cool. Mind when you took the video of the ice rink and saw the wee boy falling down and nutting the green and having to get like wheelchaired off the ice?
He actually got wheelchaired off the ice.
Right. That was funny. And you captured it all.
And the wee cut. The wee cut's a brilliant video, isn't it?
Yep.
Mate, you were in good spirits of the Weight Cut.
Aye,
I expected it to be much worse.
Should have seen me the next day then.
Oh, were you not happy the next day? I saw you in the morning.
It's just obviously takes and it keeps coming.
Did you sleep quite a lot on the Saturday?
I didn't sleep into Friday into the Saturday morning. So you don't really sleep Thursday into the Friday morning because of the weight manipulation, and then the same again. You don't sleep into the other day.
And then Greg just thinks, fuck it, I'll come in with a bottle of water and a coffee, eh? As soon as I saw him walk in the door, I was like, Paul is not going to...
That's a rookie mistake for me.
It was a rookie error, mate. You're better than that.
For people who don't know, when you're cutting weight, one of the things that you don't really do is rock up to the room with any sort of food or water or any that kind of stuff.
Go outside and do that.
It's like solidarity. So this was Greg's first weight cut for myself, and he just rocks up, and I just see him just walking right in front of my line as I'm wrapped up, probably about 2.5 kg, sweat out my body through the run and the sauna blanket, and I just see him walking. He's got a bottle of water and a coffee.
And what are you looking forward to after the weight cut, Paul?
I lost sleep over that, Paul. I do apologise.
Did you? Don't worry about it, man. It's all in good jest. I was like, you dirty bastard.
It was funny. Do you know the highlight one though, during the weight cut? That's the UFC sauna blanket. 𝗟𝗘𝗔𝗧𝗛𝗏𝗔𝗧𝗛𝗏 has probably been in that. I like that one. Clancy brothers showed up with 3 socks between them.
There was some good.
Oh, man, it was a fucking excellent trip. It's always an excellent trip.
Kieran Reid's part was good, isn't it?
Funny, man. And that's what you need in because the moments are grim.
How pivotal is Lee in the weight cut process? Like,
essential.
If you've not got somebody like that, how are you doing that?
I wouldn't be able to make it without him. We used there when I was like, right, I'm getting out. I'm fucking getting out. I'm getting out. Yeah. And he's like, no, you're not. And I'm like, Lee, I'm getting out. And he's like, no. And he does the calculations and he's like, you sweat 2 kilograms for fucking blah, 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 blah. And I go, you're right, sorry. And I settle back down and I'm like fucking, come on. And he's like, no, just do it my way. And I'm like, Lee, fucking.
I thought you were going to kill him if he jabbed your ear one more time with the thermometer.
The other aspect, when he's taking your temperature, he's like, you're too warm now.
Aye.
Like, you've got to.
And he's very good at his job. He brings my temperature back down. But see that fucking thing he jams into my ear? You can see me wince as he does it.
Aye.
And I've said to him, I was like, just put it in straight. He puts it in and puts it at like an angle and like scrapes inside of my ear, and I'm like, like, I'm going to fucking kill you, Lee. It's like, it's not only do you want to hurt me through
starvation
and sucking the water out of my body, you want to hurt me through my ear as well. Why, Lee?
He's some boy, like, and it's tough for him because he does have to stand up to you.
I know. And it is tough when he's like...
And there's a couple of times you have put him on the spot.
Aye.
And he's had to be like, no,
Aye.
We're not doing it.
He's essential. It's why would you have somebody in your team who's very good at their job and not listening?
Well, that's the thing. You hit your weight 5 minutes early, or I think it was half an hour early, in fact.
Yes.
Maybe even an hour.
Aye.
So he clearly knows what he's talking about. Like, he runs it to a timetable.
Aye.
And he doesn't miss.
No, he's good. He's done all these calculations.
You didn't miss, obviously, but what I'm saying is he knows, and that's only through that relationship that can happen.
He also told me that he's like, not a lot of people can do what I do.
I believe him.
The cut. He's like, Paul, I take my hat off to you.
That's what he was saying. He was like, no one else does it like this.
Right.
And this is maybe too personal to be sharing, but that's what he said. He's like, I know if I say to Paul, do this, he will do it. He's like, no one else is going to fucking do this. Mm-hmm. It's just, guys, they want to do it, mate.
I know.
I don't blame them. I don't blame them.
So the weight cut video, where did you put that up?
It's on YouTube.
Just there for everybody?
Aye, it's on YouTube for everybody to see.
I go and check it out. It's a wee insight to what we go through. There's a original one that was done for London.
I do believe yours is quite an extreme version, eh?
Aye.
In my opinion. I think it would shock people.
I cut from 106 kg at the start of camp all the way down to 84 kilograms. Mm-hmm. And it's just a wee insight to how we do it. Obviously, leading into the fight, there's a lot of dying that goes into it. Mm-hmm. But the real gold is in the last 2 days of weight cut, where it's the run, the sauna blanket, everything that goes along with the 2 days. And the rehydration process that Lee's got's
So crucial. See, when I started doing his one, I remember the last fight I did without that. I had barely been for a piss by the time I went into fight. And I was like, I fucked this up. What have I done wrong? Like, why am I what's wrong? Like, I've put the fluid back in, nothing's happening. When I followed Lee's procedure, I was perfect. I was back to normal that night. You know, like,
he's very scientific based way how he moves forward, which is essential for this sport. Like, what's the point of fucking playing at it?
Aye, guessing. Well, it's clear as well. You're massive compared to Bo Nickel. Much better than Bo Nickel.
Christmas is just around the corner, and I know your loved ones might be suffering from some knee injuries, some shoulder injuries. They may have worked their whole life and they're struggling to get about, but don't worry. We've got your back. Anaconda's got your back. Anaconda offers a host of supports that you can buy your loved ones this Christmas. And not only that, this Black Friday, they've got some deals on the go. And Ross, what are they deals?
Our Black Friday Anaconda deals are any 2 Anaconda braces mix and match for $55. You can also get free shipping anywhere in the US, and they have a discount on rash guards as well. Rash guards are 50% off. You can get that at anacondafightwear.co, put in leather 10 at the checkout for 10% off also.
Don't miss out this Black Friday. Check out Anaconda.
I know. You want to talk about Bo Nickel?
Aye, let's talk about him. Let's do it.
I'll be honest, mate.
I didn't do enough to win.
No. I
didn't lose.
So on the scorecards, right, you've not done enough to win. But everybody's very aware that you're a counter fighter. So, like, if somebody goes barreling into you, you end up in a scramble and they're probably submitted. So everybody now, I feel like, is just trying to be ultra safe with you, and they're just going to go. It was Ozdemir, I think, kind of set the precedent for it. If he can be very safe, not put himself in any danger, and he's just going to try and I don't want to say coast through, because I think that's the wrong word, but just safely pass through the 3 rounds. And that was all Bo Nickel tried to do. And I feel like it's that sort of American point scoring wrestling sister. Obviously didn't do any wrestling, but I think he's making the calculations in his head and going, right, I think I've done enough to win that round. I think I've done enough to win that. And that's how he's doing it without taking any risk. And this guy thinks he's going to be this guy thinks he's going to fight Khamzat Chimaev.
Oh.
Like, is he he's on the fucking subway shooting heroin if he thinks that. Like,
Khamzat would fucking rape him.
Mate, quick. Like, who's probably the most disliked guy in the UFC now, do you think? Or polarising? Let's say like Colby Covington. I guarantee far more people like Colby Covington than are going to like Bo Nickel. Bo Nickel's not going to catch, mate. He's not going to be a star. He's not going to be the man, and he's not going to win any titles. His interaction with the fans is pish.
Aye.
His ability to read the room is pish. Like, to stand at the end of that fight and hit a golf, like he's hitting an imaginary golf ball at the crowd. Like, the crowd's booing you, buddy. The crowd fucking didn't like you, mate. They liked the guy who came from Scotland to take you on. That's who the crowd liked. They didn't like you. Aye. And it's just...
I don't think it destroyed my...
I don't think your stocks went down at all.
I don't think so.
I think everybody knows that if Bo Nickel had came in with any aggression at all, the fight would have been over quickly for him. And so he fought of it. He was timid.
Yep.
He was timid. He wasn't there to fight anybody. Like, and again, I know more by knowing you, but you're always trying to lure people into traps. That's what jiu-jitsu is. Luring people into traps, lure them into a trap, lure them into a trap. Right, cool, come in, throw that big overhand, but he's just like tumbling into overhands and then like desperate to jump out again. I don't know. It's just, he's not going to win any fans fighting like that. And to be like, oh, you know, I've only had 8 fights. And well, mate, you're in the fucking UFC. So if you've only had 8 fights, then go and fuck off back to a regional.
What about him having a go at DC?
What did they say about DC?
He basically said...
DC back doing on this as well.
I think
I'll let you say your bit.
I think something maybe just came out there. I'll bring it up. But so I was listening to Helwani and he asked him what he thought about the crowd reaction. He said, like, I don't care about that. He says, but I was a wee bit annoyed that the commentary, it made me feel as if they didn't know what they were talking about. It's like, mate, it's fucking DC. We're not about here. So that was what he said.
But Daniel came on and said, look, I feel like Bo thinks I didn't like his performance. He's like, I just said what I was seeing, but, you know, you'll be able to bring it up, I'm sure. But DC gave kind of like an apology, and I thought to myself, fuck that. Like,
so what was it? What was it he said? What is it DC or the commentary team have said?
They weren't impressed. They didn't like what they were seeing. As the short version. Well, we'll bring it up. So this is the response. The response is good.
So DC response to Bo Nickel, still believes UFC shouldn't rush him into fights.
They shouldn't, eh?
He's got no regrets about his commentary on Bo Nickel.
Mm-hmm. This idea that Bo Nickel was going to fight you, put you away, and then go and fight Khamzat Chimaev and put him away is very silly. He's just a silly boy. Bo, you're a silly boy. You're full of nonsense. That's what's been happening. You've been fucking watching too much WWE, kid. And then he's saying him back, they'll fucking heed you when you're not looking.
So he said it's a big jump from Bo, first opponent Val Woodburn, to Brundage to Paul Craig.
Aye. Fast tracked is fair. It's a fair statement. That's how it looks. That's how it looks to me. But why? I didn't understand why Bo Nickel. Like, what's good about Bo Nickel?
I think it's just his collegiate
Is it an attempt to draw in a wrestling fan base from like universities?
I think it's maybe just to have.
Because he's Chael Sonnen's mate.
No, I think it's the whole wrestling thing. You know, we've got all these Dagestani guys who are coming in and just smashing folk. We don't have an American guy like that. Bo Nickel is potentially that guy.
Aye, I think so.
What?
Well, what do you think? You fought him. What do you think? Do you think he's going to go in there and deal with people like Khamzat Chimaev?
No.
Nah, he's not, mate.
Like, I don't think he beats any of the guys who have beaten
Do you think he could beat anyone who's beat you?
No. I don't think so. That's my opinion. But I don't know, I'm just a guy who gets punched in the fucking head for all of them.
It was just a peculiar fight. Like,
well, you know what I can take? I can take a fucking dig. I can fucking take a wee spanking in the face.
Overhand merchant. Mate, you caught him with an absolute... I feel like this has been missed as well. You caught him with... It was like the best elbow left hook combo you've probably ever thrown in your life.
I've never watched the fight.
It was tremendous.
I've not watched the fight back.
You hit him clean as fuck with that. It'll be your right elbow.
Back eye will be.
Aye, your right elbow. And then you just bump a left hook like right on the chin, and I was like, it's fucking perfect.
I've had a few people message me about the... enjoying myself.
Aye, mate.
The video.
First thing I said to
is me in the corner.
And mate, not just that, you came out and you ran your hand round the cage, and I've not seen you do that for ages.
Aye.
I've not seen you do that for a long time. I think improve. All right, you didn't get the decision. Who cares? Went to the judges. So fucking what? But there's clear improvements.
Aye.
It's clear you're going in the right direction, mate. I seen stats that 65% of the time the younger fighter beats the older fighter. Once a fighter goes over 35, that stat fucking massively shoots up, right? Because they tend to match an older guy and a younger guy. But I didn't think there was anything in that fight.
Nah,
there was fucking 4 or 5 punches in that fight, a difference. But again, if Bo thinks he's going to be the next fucking, I don't know,
superstar, he's got a long time before he's a champ.
Aye, he could. Well, he couldn't beat Guy Barallo.
Nah.
Does that put him into the top 15?
No, I was just about to
ask
you,
it's just you brought up.
From that list, like, who do you think he actually beats? Because I was going to mention Barallo. I think Barallo flattens him.
I was speaking to Barallo, and
he was doing that Rufus corner. Eh?
He
was good.
He's not looking like he's getting the Adesanya fight.
I think he's fighting. Oh, it was announced the other day. It was talked about the other day.
Is it announced?
No, it's not announced, but.
If you bring me up the middleweight, show me the...
Paul, announce it.
I'll tell you who.
Kyle's told you something in confidence.
Not Kyle.
Kyle, sorry.
Is it Imavov?
Imavov, actually.
Is he?
Adesanya's only fight.
Aye.
Adesanya Imavov?
Yep. I don't think it's official, but you
That's
maybe.
That's who Adesanya's trying to make.
So who will they give Barallo?
Don't know. Can you zoom that in? I'm obviously got fucking shades on. Like a douchebag.
And we've also got the
Strickland,
Ian
maybe?
Gary fights changed.
Aye.
That's a doozy of a fight.
Buckley's now fighting Covington.
Aye.
Is he?
Yes.
I didn't know that's who Buckley was fighting. Wow. I like the Ian Gary and Shavkat Rachmanov.
Mate, balls to Ian Gary, by the way. Guy takes a lot of shit and gets put in the cuck chair, but fucking he's up for a square go. You know what I mean? But a lot of people don't want to fight Shavkat. If he's going, aye, cool, no bother.
Interesting, innit?
I'm
It's
in.
Undefeated fighter versus an undefeated fighter.
Aye.
That's great.
I like it.
The UFC don't fuck about.
That's
The UFC make the fights that the people want to see.
That's a good one, eh? And Buckley, Covington's a great fight as well.
So who are you thinking for 𝗟𝗘𝗏𝗏 then?
Oh, I don't know. Has he told you, like?
No, he never said. What about him versus Whittaker? I know it's a quick turnaround for Whittaker, but it's going to be the Australian card, isn't it?
Aye.
So we would have maybe Adesanya versus...
How easy to get your teeth screwed back in? Because mind, his teeth got all burst.
Ah, that's right.
So is that a big like it looks a big injury, but is it a big injury? Do you know what I mean?
Aye, when is the Australia card?
You're just on your phone there, Greg. I'm only joking, mate. I don't know. 3:10. 12.
What date is that? Is it soon? Sunday the 9th of February?
What's that, a few months?
3 months.
3 months?
I know, even.
Potentially, you could get a turnaround for
I
that.
don't, mate. Aye, if you just get your teeth screwed in, like if they just take the fucked ones away and just put screw-ins in, you could do it. Robert Whittaker would do it. He'd be up for it.
I'd be up for that. That's a cracker, a fight. KO.
Aye.
And it's the old making way for the young. That's what that fight is.
100%. Are we getting Strickland DDP then? What's going on?
Really fine. What
I
card
know.
you put on?
I know. That's another problem they've got now, eh? There's like, they've got to get these guys out on fights.
what about Kyle versus
Strickland.
Khamzat Chimaev?
Aye. They'd both.
And there's a Saudi card at the start of the year, isn't there? Is it Saudi Arabia?
Aye, because that's where MVP's fighting the Pirate.
Is that fight happening as well?
I don't know if is it confirmed?
I think it
Because there was a bit of news about it.
I think it's like maybe
1st of
Saturday,
February.
1st of February. You had.
there you go. You could have Khamzat Chimaev because you're obviously wanting him to fight again, fighting 𝗟𝗘𝗏𝗏.
They fighting nerds guys are good, eh?
They're very
I
good.
was well impressed with that Rufy guy as well.
Aye. Well, that's who he was cornering.
Aye.
That's who he was cornering.
I seen
Especially when you're fighting a guy with a tattoo and Uzi on his face, mate. You know
Yeah.
that cunt's hard.
Gilbert Burns was saying that he's the one. He's the best nerd.
Rufy.
Aye.
He was good, man.
He says everybody who's ever seen him says he's the fucking guy.
Aye. He was good, like. I enjoyed him. And then he fucking smashed that boy.
I know, that boy didn't look in great shape, did he?
No.
Looked like he had that.
He did come in well over because that was a catch weight, wasn't it?
Aye. I'm going to be honest, mate. John Jones didn't look in good shape.
You know, remember when we were at the ceremonials and he came out and he was like, and he's missed weight, and this American guy's like, you fat ass.
Aye. The Americans at the ceremonial weigh-ins are hilarious, eh? They love it, man. Everyone was good. The whole, like even Rogan coming out and doing ceremonials, and I would have liked Stipe and John Jones to kind of hang about a wee bit more, and it's like they were trying to get a bit out of them, but neither of them would really be drawn. And
Did you get close to Trump? Did you see him or that? Nah.
No,
It was mad going in, it was all Secret Service.
You
Doing
might have
security.
seen backstage. There was guys with night vision goggles and fucking sniper rifles, I swear to God.
aye.
That
See
was-
the wee drone? Drone
Was that
flying.
the UFC drone or was it the Secret Service drone? I don't know.
Well, it only ever looked at the crowd. It didn't do anything else, and it just flew round like the distance of the TV, woo, all the way round.
Aye, for the full
Just
night.
round the whole night. So you'll know I've seen that, obviously, but it's wild stuff.
Aye.
Even going through the security, and they're just the Secret Service guys are just standing there like, you know, mate, you fuck about and you're dead, eh?
So I've got like a speaker
We got told.
and it's got a bullet on it. So when we were at the shooting range in Vegas, there's a wee souvenir, you could get one of the bullets. So I'll get one, put it on my speaker. Did not fucking think. And Primmy had my speaker and they fucking, what's this? Like, the place kind of erupted because he had a fucking bullet and poor Primmy was shitting himself.
I heard a story. I need you to confirm if it's true or not. Did you have a run-in with the New York State Athletic Commission?
Did
they ask you to perform any exercises?
Oh, they did.
I
I
can't believe this is true. I heard this. I'm like, no way, that's true. That's fucking made up.
So
I'm not.
so you've just made weight, cut like 8% of your body weight in water, and then they're like 20 star jumps. So you have to do 20 star jumps to check your blood pressure, heart rate, all this kind of shit. And then before the fight, it's push-ups on your knuckles for 3, backwards walk the crab. So, you know, like a crab. Yeah, he goes, do you know how to walk like a crab? And I was like, what, like this? And he was like, no. And he's like, put your hands out, show me how to do it. So walk backwards like a crab, go into a squat and walk like a duck walk sideways. And I'm like,
No. Go
he's
away.
fucking for real?
I'm assuming this has never happened before.
No. And I'm like, no wonder he failed his, what's his name? Anaconda didn't actually pass.
So that's been kept quiet as well about what actually happened. You were there. I don't know.
So I'm
Food
assuming,
poisoning.
I'm assuming when you take
sick.
your body to the point of dehydration and you're asked to do all this extra shit, there's going to be fucking issues. So,
Poor old Eric started spewing up.
right.
I think he posted on his Instagram made food poisoning.
Oh, did he?
Aye.
Well, that fight's been rescheduled for January, is it?
Big Weidman. Didn't he get a fight? Think he'd got a good reception.
Aye, that's his kind of area in it. He's from New York.
So could you hear who got the biggest cheer? Obviously other than Donald Trump.
Not really, because I only got there about,
By a distance, it was Charles Oliveira.
was it?
Massive.
Did he bring a big group wheel?
Mate, everybody loves him, eh? Same, the fucking weigh-in. Biggest cheer at the ceremonial was for Oliveira. Eh? Oliveira was, without a doubt, I would say, the person everybody went there to watch. I don't think the American crowd went there to watch John Jones. For what I could see with the crowd reaction, everyone was there to see Charles Oliveira.
What about John Jones' spinning back kick? That was a fucking doozer.
It was a great kick, but it's easy to hit a heavy bag, mate. I'm not wanting it right. Here we go.
Go for it.
I didn't want to shit on Stipe Miocic, but honestly, I didn't think he wanted to be there.
I can see why.
That's how it looked.
Looking at that fight.
The guy's just a hard guy who said, yes, I'll do it. He trained, he went in there, and he wouldn't be stopped, right? And I think John Jones would have stopped. Anyone else would have got stopped. Stipe didn't, just because he's a resilient guy, right? But I felt the first round was frighteningly dominant for John Jones, and then even he kind of looked like he couldn't be fucked. I think we're looking at the John Jones-Stipe fight through the wrong lens, and I'm no wanting to shit on either of the two guys. I do believe John Jones is the best fighter that there's ever been, and Stipe, on paper, is more title defences than anyone. Stipe is great, and I hate using this term because I think it's a nasty word to describe fighters as washed. And I just didn't think Stipe Miocic. I don't think...
Do you think Jones is washed as well?
I think he might be. I don't think he looked in shape, mate. I think he looked heavy. I think after a round he looked fucked, and I think a younger, hungrier fighter fucking would have put it on him. And maybe John Jones would have been forced to up his game then, because I felt like John was just in cruise control, and there was nothing coming back at him, so he wasn't bothered.
I don't think we get to see that young, hungry fighter fight him.
I don't think so too. You were obviously talking about Tom Aspinall. I just can't see it. I can't see a situation where you'd go, that's a great fight for John Jones. I think Tom Aspinall will go there and take his fucking head off, mate. If John Jones fights like that against Tom Aspinall, he'll not see the third round.
Agreed.
They'll have a tough first round, and then Tom will put him away in the second. And I honestly think he'll put him up. I used to think Tom would just be smart and decision him out. I think Tom fucking bury him.
Aye.
If he fights like that, John wasn't good, mate.
How does John do against Pereira then?
He takes him down with that fucking takedown he hit Stipe with, gets on top of him and just elbows his head. I think if John Jones had 10 more seconds in the first round, he'd got Stipe out of there. I think he could repeat that against Pereira with that same takedown body lock style, and then heavy ground and pound to get him out.
So here's what I'm thinking. If I'm the UFC, do I really want to see John Jones fight Alex Pereira?
Probably no.
No, because I'll lose John Jones because he's not going to fight after that.
No.
And I'll lose Pereira.
Aye, because Jones will beat him.
And now you've taken the shine off of Pereira as being a guy who is beatable through jiu-jitsu.
Aye.
And
I think a far more likely fight is Pereira-Tom Aspinall.
I same again, I think you lose. It's a lose-lose for the UFC.
But I believe it's more likely than any of the other three.
Yep.
I just can't see a situation where Tom fights John Jones.
No.
It's
heartbreaking to hear that that's what's happening to our sport.
Mate, no wonder Tom Aspinall's sitting in the crowd drinking that juice, fucking grinning his head off, because he'd be like, oh yeah, fucker. Like, if he keeps putting this off and then eventually does it, I keep putting it off, John. Keep putting it off. Put it off 2 years down the road. Oh, you got injured again. It's cool, mate. We'll fight another fucking 2.5 years down the road. He's not going to get better.
But the only issue with that is it doesn't help Aspinall's stock of being this.
And he's going to want it. Mate, he needs to. He wants to fight and he wants to be the champ. Eh?
He needs a dance partner who has the same.
He needs a rival, eh?
Aye.
He's a rival, mate.
Guys, it's that time of the year again. Temperature is dropping. Ice on the road. The puddles are now turning into ice and it's becoming a little bit dangerous out there. But don't worry. Who's got your back? G4 Claims has your back. And if you're involved in an accident that is not your fault, then why not hit them up and get them to deal with the whole hassle of the claim for insurance. They'll make sure you give a courtesy car. They'll make sure that they take all that stress and they'll make sure that you get 100% of your claim. It's Christmas. The last thing you want to be dealing with is this hassle. So pass that on to G4 Claims and Ross will hit you with the details.
You can telephone them and WhatsApp them. 01698 767 172. You can also email them at notatfaultclaim.com. We have all the links in the bio below.
Guys, it's Christmas. The last thing you want is hassle leading into this festive time. So make sure you use G4 Claims for a non-fault accident.
What other options do you see for both Jones and Aspinall if that is not going to happen?
I don't see you do anything with Jones. I don't think you gain anything for putting Jones up against MD.
See as well, saying like, we need to talk fuck you money. Well, there's no limit to pay-per-view points. So are you going to sell the fight or no? Like, are you just admitting that nobody really wants to... Mate, like I say, in my opinion, and I also thought Charles Oliveira was the best fighter of the night. I thought his performance was the best. So I feel like that show... The real main event was Oliveira Chandler. I think it was the fight most people enjoyed. I know people are going to say John Jones and Stipe, it was a great fight. It's the greatest of all time. And mate, it was good to see the greatest fighter of all time, but they're two guys well past their sell-by date. And mate, and people are going to be like, who the fuck is this bald fuck talking about? I'm just being honest. I would say it to their faces. Like, it's just how I feel. They probably know. Listen, John Jones is 38, right? He's the same age as Michael Chandler. But do they look the same age? No, mate, because you can't be out there fucking smashing the gear and fucking bevying and going mental and being a fucking maniac. That's why you didn't look like Michael Chandler, mate, because you're a fucking Raj. Like, Michael Chandler, for all his faults, he is a professional. He's a professional athlete.
So there was a couple of points that I've seen online. So they're saying that Dana always was on about how he's the greatest of all time, Jones.
Agreed.
Why does he not pay him like that? And
Pay him what, mate?
And make the fight happen.
But if you're not wanting to see him, right, why did Conor McGregor get paid the money he did? Because cunts wanted to see him, mate.
But you don't think people that they would make enough money on an Aspinall Jones fight?
On who though?
Well, I think Tom would probably ask for a huge purse to get that fight on. What do you think?
I don't think the money matters to him, but he's still got to get paid.
He's still got to get paid. And then also on that, you could probably... The co-main wouldn't need to be as huge, so the other fighters wouldn't need...
Tell me one sentence Stipe Miocic said last week. Give me one quote for Stipe.
I'm getting your point why you're asking me that.
Can he? Because he done, or whatever media he done, Jones took the shine away from him. This is like, Jones has done a phenomenal job with the media. He's made himself the centre of attention. He drove Stipe's stock down. He's now going to try and drive Tom Aspinall's stock down, and he's going to talk Alex Pereira up. And this is how they're going to, and everybody's going to fucking buy it, mate. Everybody's going to be, they're going to believe what they're being told. And this is the problem. Like, just because some cunt says it, it's a weird situation. Jones is doing great. He's playing a blinder. He's making money for not really having to do very much. Stipe Miocic was not a hard night out for him. No. Great finish though.
So what do you do? Because I don't think the Pereira Jones fight's a great idea for the company. I think you'll lose two people. You'll lose two cash cows with that fight.
Have we got anyone else coming up?
You'll lose two cash cows if you put Pereira versus Aspinall.
Aye.
The only great option is Jones versus Aspinall. And that way the old makes way for the young. That's how it's always been, but it's not going to happen. So what do you do with these three guys?
There was one other man called out John Jones, an old dance partner of yours, if you want to have a guess.
Jamal Hill.
Fucking bang on. Jamal went ball deep, like. Jamal wasn't giving a fuck.
What did he say?
He just said, I'll fight John Jones.
He said it's a fight he's always wanted since he started.
He was putting his money down on you on Saturday night too, I saw.
Aye, did I?
What's what would that be at light heavyweight for Jones and him, or would he move up to heavyweight?
I think Jamal's the type of guy who'd go like, nah, I'll come up to heavyweight, it's cool. I'll fight you at heavyweight, I don't care.
Aye.
Maybe.
Can we go and see the heavyweight division, please? I mean, there needs to be more movement happening in these divisions, women, for me. Because there's not a lot fucking happening in there.
Aye.
Good to see Mick Parkin.
Mickey Parkin, 14.
Aye.
But the fact that 𝗟𝗘𝗔𝗧𝗛𝗛𝗏 is still number 11.
What do you like?
There's just not a lot of boys, mate.
There's not a lot happening in it, is there?
There's none of the guys challenging John. I don't think.
There's not a lot of fights you can make in that division that get people. Cyril Gain versus Tom, that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
But Gain doesn't want any of it. Or Gan.
He's in the movies and that now, mate. He's making money on that esports, playing FIFA, eh?
What do you do? What do you do with the light heavyweight and heavyweight divisions?
Merge them.
Leave us your comments. Anybody listening, if you have got any suggestions on what to do in the heavyweight division, then
They're all going to say I'm wrong. That's what they're going to say.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't think so. But there's not a lot of...
Who says John Jones even can be arsed doing it again? Because I'll be honest, he looked like there he couldn't be. And Stipe definitely looked like he couldn't be. It's like, it sounds like I'm being nasty and it sounds like I'm insulting them, but that's not what I'm doing. Mate, I thought John Jones was cool, seen him cutting about the hotel, nice guy, talking to people. Obviously, told Greg here to fuck off, but apart from that...
What did he?
No, I didn't get near him.
It's
all sorts of security in that room.
Did he?
Aye, he's cutting about in a cowboy hat.
Aye, he's a cool cat.
Aye, mate.
Yeah.
Is it? Listen, I've
cool
been
cat.
highly entertained by John Jones. I'm no shitting on John Jones. I think the Stipe fight was easy for him, man.
Aye, that's why he accepted it.
Of course, he's too smart, mate. Like, he's not just some fucking dafty, eh? Right. Everybody thinks he's some kind of idiot,
What
man.
about getting some positive?
Yeah.
What about Oban Elliott's finish?
Mate, Oban Elliott is getting the love the new, eh?
Aye.
And quite right. He's a likeable guy, mate.
Yeah, he's a good old egg. And I like his wee pose.
Everybody loves it, eh? He had Ariel Helwani doing it.
Aye, I see him drinking beers with Ariel.
It's quality. Cutting about in New York.
Definitely going to have to get Oban on the podcast. He's one of our favourites. So
I hear he's a fan.
Aye.
So big up to Oban Elliott. We had just got into the arena as I think we saw the second round and he came out in the third and fucking gets a beautiful finish. Lovely KO. Aye. Happy for him. We saw the three Welsh boys jumping about with our Welsh flag.
We seen a Welsh boy. So when I was in the back, we seen a Welsh boy getting carted out.
Aye.
he must have been getting into a bit of trouble because he was brought backstage with the UFC medical team and ambulance out. So I don't know what had happened to him, but I just hope the guy had fucking insurance.
Aye.
And if you are that guy, could you hit us up and see how you are?
Did you tell him my plan? I was like, do you think I'll be alright to just fucking jump the barrier after Paul's fight? And then I was just like,
you get fucking shot.
You got shot, eh? It's like see, once you got there and you saw the security, you were just like, oh, this is a different thing.
Aye, this isn't fucking.
Aye. Empty your pockets, sir? No thanks. No, I said empty your pockets. Cool, man. No problem.
Did you see wee Panface in the crowd? He was loving it, man.
He's a wee welt, man.
Chiweeby. He was loving it.
He's so popular.
Him and Diego Lopez done like a signing night somewhere in New York.
Who famous people are in the crowd?
Chuck Liddell, absolutely. Who is banger, mate.
Aye, yeah,
having the time of his life.
He got off the bus just before me, so he was like trying to get through security.
He was flying, man.
He's from the Albanian.
Dan Ige was there. Yeah, Kyler Murray.
The Anthony Kiedis.
Anthony Kiedis, and the guy for War Dogs. We were just talking about it, and he actually came up on screen.
Penn Teller, not
He's always there.
Kyle Taylor, is it, or some shit like
We
that?
had a few glitches in the Matrix over the weekend, didn't we?
Was there?
Oh, there was a few.
It's no Pan.
Oh, Miles Taylor.
Miles Taylor.
He's always at UFC. He loves it.
Aye.
Kyler Murray. He's a quarterback in the NFL. Who else did we see?
Is that the guy with the big braids?
Aye.
Aye. I'm trying to think.
Matt Hughes.
Aye.
Matt Hughes was there.
Aye. He's looking much better. Kemphy. Obviously his accent. Aye. He's looking better. So it was good.
Obviously,
Oh,
Elon
excuse me.
Musk.
Elon, aye.
Elon was there. He always looks so awkward.
Aye. It's because he's a Martian, mate. Like, he goes everywhere with that Occupy Mars t-shirt on, eh?
Playing at being a human.
I know. Where was like all the guys staying? Did you not take it in all the same hotel as you know?
The fighters?
No, like fucking Musk and Donald Trump. And
I don't know.
I think they flew. If I
yeah,
remember,
flew.
they put up a photo. They were all eating McDonald's in private jet, so they probably just flew straight away.
You've got a private jet, get anything you want to eat, and you thought, we'll get a McDonald's.
That's what the people want to see, but
Just normal guys.
Just normal guy.
that's how you get the people on your side. Like, oh, they're just the boys went to the UFC, had a few beers, had a McDonald's.
Yeah, I didn't have one beer in the arena.
That's
Nah.
impressive, mate.
I had a terrible night. I was just very nervous. Eh? I was just like,
It's rough. It's rough.
It's
when
hard,
when your
mate.
pals fight.
It's no the same, eh? Like, obviously Grant and Greg, they're having a good time, and I'm just sitting there like, fucking how many? How many now? Is it 3 now? Like, it's a
It's a sport, mate. I fucking hate it. In fact, I don't. I love it.
it's the worst.
Honestly,
It's the best and worst sport there's ever been, eh?
I know.
Like, imagine you just liked football, mate.
I know.
Gimps.
Aye.
What else is going on anyway? What have been happening?
We've got UFC this weekend. Do you want to do that?
Aye.
You want to talk about that?
Come on.
Right, go fire up this week's card.
310 shot.
Oh, that Joe Pfeiffer was talking shit about you again.
Yeah, I'm sick of him.
Nippy, eh?
So what we got? Pantoja, is it?
I liked that.
Now this weekend
I liked how you
is.
did that there. Just dismiss him.
Aye.
Back to your bed, wee man.
So this is the card this weekend.
Put the fries in the bag, bro.
Figueiredo and the Yan. Can you zoom in?
Right.
Peter Yan.
It's fucking dark, man. Have they two fought before?
Got a fucking dart in your neck.
Have Yan and
No, I don't think
Figgy
so.
fought before?
I'll check his topology.
No.
No.
He's very good, Yan, eh?
I know he went on a bit of a tear, and then his last few fights he's been a wee bit ropey.
Aye.
The three he's fought though, decent. Yeah.
Ah, they're all right, mate. Aye. Well, the Aljo one was the knee gate. So is that shot now legal?
No.
Is that shot still illegal?
Is it if you're on your knees?
Right. Okay.
If you're on your knees,
Aye.
you're a downed opponent. If your hands are on the ground and you're,
Aye. Quad pod.
aye, you're fucking fair game.
Right.
Ozdemir's on that card.
Soccer kick the shit. He's fighting Olberg, the training partner of, like, what's his name?
They're
Adesanya.
they're keen on him, eh? Was he injured or did something happen to him?
Did they not get absolutely mollywopped off Kennedy and
No,
Shakers?
he done fucking other massive black guy.
Aye, he beat him.
Aye.
But I'm sure his losses to,
Kennedy.
I'm sure Kennedy beat him.
Yep.
Look at all the cancelled fights, mate.
Look at my MMA knowledge isn't impressive.
Smith, Jamal, fought Alonzo.
Dominic Reyes.
He beat Alonso, but he came in, he was like rushing forward and falling over his feet, and
Aye.
great record, great fight.
I think he's going to do well at light heavyweight.
So what are you going to go for, Peter Yan versus Figueiredo?
I'm gonna
Because
take-
both of them are absolute fucking machines.
I'm going to take Peter Yan. I know everybody. I know everybody thinks I hate the Russians, but I didn't. If I like
The
Figueiredo.
man for the job.
I like Figueiredo too. I just think Peter Yan will get it done. I like him.
I think Figgy will get it. I think Figgy
Aye.
will do him.
Decision or finish?
Finish. Jiu-jitsu.
Aye.
That's what I think.
Possible. It's possible.
What we got here.
Is that because you've got a solid record of submitting Russians? Do they rate their jiu-jitsu at all?
What we got here? How do you pronounce the names? Where's Craig? We need them.
Yeah,
Jan
Zion.
Zion
Tabitha Riki.
Risi.
Riki.
Rishi. I don't know any of the two of them.
Fuck knows.
Is Jan? Click on Jan. Has she got a belt?
Don't believe so.
No.
It's mad that Chinese women, like, say she's 35, right? But no word of a lie. Take a look at her. She could be anywhere between 21 and 51. And you would just believe her regardless, eh? You'd be like, maybe.
Aye, maybe.
Like, it's just, don't age these people. Set of biceps on her, though. Probably would.
So she could be off the champ blast.
That's what I was thinking. Zhang Weili. I think that fight was really close, wasn't it? I think it was.
It was a decision.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it was really close. I don't think Zhang Weili just absolutely fucked her.
And Raj.
She beat Dern.
A lot of, like, mixed bag.
Did you hear that Dern's man?
Was he fighting?
1 second, take off. So Mackenzie Dern's man that she's with now battered her ex-husband, who is a surfer.
Like in a square goal.
The surfer dropped the kid off at school, and
His kid.
Dern and... So, go and find the guy's name. So, Mackenzie Dern was married to a surfer.
Right.
The two of them had a kid. The two of them went through a divorce, break up, all that kind of shit.
Antonio Tricoli. That's her. I think that might be her current boyfriend.
Aye, that's the MMA guy.
Yep.
So this guy rocks up. And
Oh, we saw him, mate.
He was with her in the PI.
Aye.
so he bounces up and does the surfer. As the surfer drops a kid off at school. And he also was messaging...
And did it say he was arrested?
He also was messaging Bobby Green, pretending to be Mackenzie Dern.
Is Bobby Green trying to slaughter, like?
Aye,
Bobby Green looks like that guy. I'm not
Bobby,
gonna lie.
I think it was fair Bobby Green had done like a commentary of her doing a weigh-in.
Bobby Green had 100% text your wife, mate.
But then see the thing is,
He's that guy.
see if there's a guy that's been trolling Mackenzie Dern for a while.
It's Bobby Green.
That's been me.
It's
I've
been
like, hey baby, you wanna... And where's my message, Antonio?
But mate, you're handsome, so you can like get away with it, eh? Like, Bobby Green's just a kind of...
So,
Yeah.
Bobby
Bobby Green looks like he shags, though, to be fair.
So he
Just went and
does the
fucking...
old ex-husband and
Oh, he failed a drug test, eh?
tries to set up Mackenzie.
Surely no.
I think he was banned for like Bellator for failing a drugs test as well. Or was cut for them or something. I'm not sure.
I'm not on board with that move. What are you battering the ex-man for?
Aye.
In front of the wee man, when you 100% knew you could batter him, mate. The guy goes surfing, mate.
Aye, the guy's a suffer.
Come on.
I'll show you something that Roy Keane said, right? This is quite funny. I don't know how the feminists will like it, though.
Is this, are we able to do this on the Hingy podcast?
Aye.
On the Patreon? Because I think we're
The
moving
sound
over.
will get nailed.
Aye. Go for it, we'll do it now.
Are we
We'll do
moving?
it.
Are we
Aye,
away?
we'll
Are we
move
away?
over.
Right.
Will we catch one more of these fights
Aye. See who's fucking fighting.
before we move on?
Wang Kong. I did the voice there, man. Oops. Hello.
Is this the road
Muslim
to...
Salakov's fighting. Sorry, mate, I jumped in there. He's good.
Is this anything to do with the road to like Shanghai? What is this? This like
There's a theme, eh?
is this the Hingy card?
Macau.
Macau? Or is that the following week?
No, it's Macau.
Is this in Macau?
Aye.
And then I'm sure the UFC PI in China does like the road to the UFC or something like that. Go and check it out. It's like UFC Shanghai road to
I get what you mean.
It's basically like a tough in Shanghai PI, but they call it something.
So like an MMA event.
Road to the UFC. Aye. I don't know why. I know why I can't get out because I get fucking punched in the head.
That will take a toll. So these are all sort of like fighters for that part of the world, and this is their.
So what they do is
contender version.
They run like trials in there, and it's maybe over a few nights or a few days, and then they end up seeing who's like you get invited. They run the trials, and then they'll be like, right, I'm going to take maybe take like 10 fighters, and then they all work in the PI together to build the brand of China, Asian mixed martial arts.
Oh, just quickly, we've got a Scottish fighter fighting Cage Warriors this weekend. Sean Clancy, friend of the podcast, was on our open mat. All the best to him.
Yes.
Looks in great shape. He always looks in great shape.
That's so
I was trying to think of something to say there, and I was like, he always looks good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
It's Newcastle, isn't it?
Newcastle,
yeah. 1 week notice fight.
Against Bungy's last opponent, Brazilian.
The guy that beat Bungard in Glasgow.
Yep.
Heavier guy, obviously.
Heavier,
170. Here's one thing I will say about it. I feel that Scottish people are heaping a huge amount of pressure on Sean Clancy, and I'm not saying he can't deal with it. What I'm saying, I was thinking about this today. Sean's 21, taking fights on a week's notice in Cage Warriors. He's clearly very, very, very mentally strong, right? And he's rock solid, his belief in himself. But see this, like, people just heaping it. He doesn't need that. Like, I wish people would just fucking give him a bit of space. Back off him a bit and let him do his fucking thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, I obviously think he's going to win. You think he's going to win, but we know him. We know what he's like.
I think he stops him.
Aye, I do too. But the amount of, and it's, I'll tell you, I'll circle back to it. So I say all that to say this. The social media thing again, the comments on social media, the buzz behind Sean Clancy, like people are treating this like it's a foregone conclusion that he's already going to win. He still has to go out there, perform, do his thing. His weight cut has to go well, and he has to stay injury free, cut free. Like, anything can happen in fights. We've both been on the fucking wrong end of shitty cuts and shitty decisions and things like that. And I just think, like, he is right on the cusp here of breaking through, especially with the push you gave him. And now people are just seeing it as if like, well, Sean's just going to walk through this guy. And like, Sean's still out there putting in 110% in the gym. He's not just like he's obviously naturally very gifted and very talented, but don't for a second think this guy isn't fucking dedicating his life to this, eh? It's just I don't know, the mindset of some people I'm seeing on social media as if he just like turns up like he can't be fucked and just this all happens for him. Like, don't for a second think he isn't grinding his fucking arse off at the same time as being 21-year-old and just no long having had a baby. Like, the guy's got a fucking lot on. So I wish him nothing but the best, because it's I don't doubt for a second he probably is feeling a wee bit of pressure, but he wouldn't take a fight on a week's notice if he didn't think he could do it. So
he always stays ready, does he know? Really, like, he's always
he absolutely does.
He basically run a camp there with me, help me get ready for my fight.
So
the podcast's behind you, Sean. Go out and do your fucking
do your thing,
man.
And let's make sure we're keeping it fucking positive, eh?
Get the victory and move on to the next one, mate.
Let's go to the Patreon.
Guys, as always, keep it high. There's some big news coming out about Sean Clancy. I'm not going to say what, but keep it high, and we'll see you in the Patreon.
Are you going to see on the Patreon?
Are you leaving us with that?